Hey everyone, it's Marky with Hashfield, and I want to say thank for everyone who's been tuning in and watching these videos. It's been a while since I've done one. A lot of stuff been going on, both personally and with the business. And right now, we are extremely excited with what's happening with the project. As of today's date, today's Wednesday, we have 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks, and it's mainnet. Like this is extremely exciting for everyone, right? And also for the validators. I've been tuning in, even though I haven't done videos, but I've been tuning in, and what's happening with Telegram, what's happening in Discord, and with all the other validators. It's exciting. We're all excited, and we are super excuse me, we are super happy to be a part of history, right? Because we all want to support this beautiful network come June 30th. And I know for the folks who are not going to be running nodes, I know you are excited as well to go ahead and stake on this network and earn some rewards, right? And also secure the network while you're doing that. And while I've been gone, I've been reading the articles, and one of the articles I want to take a look at with you guys is the making XRD a cross-chain token with eXRD. So let me share my screen with you guys real quick here. This article, I've been wanting to do a video, I just haven't had the time, and now I do. Let me pull this article up real quick, see if you guys, so right here, so this one. Making XRD a cross-chain token with eXRD and Instabridge. This article itself just shows how the team, the founder, how they are so much ahead of other projects, and pretty much it kind of goes in line with the GoodFi, right? And the goals they have for GoodFi, which is to make it easy and simple as possible for anyone to participate in this new wave of financial, right? This new wave that's taking over global finance, right? In the near future, if not now. So let's dive deep into it. I highlighted a few parts on another screen here. You guys might not be able to see it, but I'll go over that with you. And there's two things in this article, right? They talk about the Instabridge and the Instapass. And the Instabridge is going to be a swapping service, right? And a bridge service that you can swap one token for another. But for now, it's going to be for you to swap your eXRD to the XRD Radix mainnet token. So that way you can start staking on the network and just start, utilizing the network for what it can do for now on Olympia's mainnet, right? And then the Instapass, it's pretty much the KYC. But let's jump into this article real quick here. And again, I'll go over the highlight parts that I already have on another screen, and we'll begin, right? Let's just look at the quick breakdown on this. At mainnet launch, eXRD will become the wrap form of the XRD on Ethereum, right? And it pretty much, it tells you, think like the BTC wrap, right? That's on other networks that they have. So it's pretty much having the Radix mainnet network operating on the Ethereum network, and it's not adding anything extra to the supply, right? Because this is going to be a one-to-one exchange. It's just you can utilize your token on the Ethereum, and the value is going to be pretty much the same, right? The value is going to be pretty much the same. And as you use your eXRD, it's not going to add nothing more to the supply. So if you're using one token on the Ethereum, that means it's going to be one less, or it's going to be locked on the Radix network, right? But let's continue on, right? So to form the XRD on Ethereum, it's going to create a permanent bridge between the Radix and Ethereum ecosystem. And this is this Instabridge. Once we get in more into the article, I'll cover and talk about. This is just more than swapping our eXRD to our mainnet token, right? But let's continue. So as it says, no need to swap your eXRD if you rather keep your tokens on Ethereum. So again, you can actually use your current token, your current ERC20 token right now as you know, on Ethereum network, and it's going to be pretty much the same value for what the native token is going to be, right? So for people who are nervous or who they're not so confident in their ability to swap the tokens, you don't have to. Pretty much this is what they're saying. You don't have to. You can still transact using your Ethereum ERC20 token. But if you want to participate in the Radix ecosystem and earn the rewards, you're going to have to swap over, right? But let's continue. Radix will launch the Instabridge. It's an optional service allowing anyone to quickly convert back and forth between eXRD and XRD, right? Moving value freely between the Radix and Ethereum network. Users who wish to convert their eXRD to XRD access Radix network features and rewards will be able to do so starting on day one of the Radix mainnet launch using Instabridge, right? So if you want to start staking from day one, go ahead and use the Instabridge and swap, right? Radix will also launch Instapass as a single sign-on compliance service that will be used initially by Instabridge and will become a streamlined way for users to connect to regulatory compliant DeFi applications in the future. Again, I'll read that. Will become a streamlined way for users to connect to regulatory compliant DeFi application in the future. And as much as, you know, this decentralization, cryptocurrency, and its war with regulations, right? We can't just run away, right? We can't just avoid regulation. It's going to happen. It's been happening. So by this Instapass, it's just make us, you know, so that way we are in compliance with the regulations, right? And with bigger players that they're going to come into our ecosystem, just cryptocurrency as a whole, right? We want to make sure that we will be able to access these different applications, these different services. And obviously you can't do that unless you're in compliance. And with Instapass, it'll allow you to do that, right? By just compliant once, and then you can use your Instapass almost like your digital ID of confirmation that you've done this, of who you are, and you can just give access to that digital ID to anyone, pretty much. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get into this article. I'm not going to read everything again, just to highlight. And part of the highlights is that, so right here, it goes more into, you know, how the exchange and the ratio of it, right? So eXRD won't go away after launch, as I mentioned, of the XRD token on the Radix mainnet. Instead, the eXRD will continue in parallel with the XRD, with users being able to freely convert back and forth between the two at a 1-to-1 ratio, right? But remember, in the beginning with Instabridge, you can only go from eXRD to XRD. Later on, they're going to go ahead and give us the ability to go back and forth, right? Keep that in mind. And then let's see, what's another? All right. All right, so right here, right, as I mentioned right here, just pretty much this is the only thing we can do right now. eXRD, swap to the mainnet launch, you know, until further notice. And then let's go ahead and jump into a little bit more about the Instabridge, right? And exactly how that's going to work. So in the article, it says at Radix mainnet launch, Instabridge will be focused on allowing the many holders of eXRD to swap for XRD tokens if they choose. Again, this is not mandatory. There's other options, right? Obviously, you have the option of not swapping, but there's other options of doing a swap if you're not comfortable with doing the KYC using the Instabridge, right? You can obviously swap via exchanges, and we'll get to that. But let's continue. So if they choose, so they may begin staking to validators and receiving network incentive rewards. No one is required to swap, and many may choose to keep their tokens as eXRD for a variety of reasons, right? If you still want to participate in the Ethereum ecosystem with your Radix token, go ahead, don't swap and just keep it in the eXRD. But obviously, you'll pay the high token fees, right? High gas fees. So hopefully that'll be a reason to, swap over, but it's not required. It's not mandatory. And again, you will start staking to validators. And keep in mind, hey, just saying, Hashfield technology, we will be running our validator node. And yeah, keep us in mind when you're staking, and don't stake all your tokens to one validator, not to us, not to anyone else. Spread it out, and that it'll be better for the network, pretty much, right? But yes, be on the lookout. We will be running our validator node. But yeah, let's get back to it. So soon after the mainnet launch, we'll provide a hard date. Once we have one, Instabridge, then we'll add swap from XRD to eXRD, right? Creating a permanent two-way bridge. So after mainnet launch, they'll let us know when we can go from XRD to eXRD, right? And it's gonna be back and forth. And this Instabridge, it has a potential to be huge. First of all, they can offer the service to other projects that are going to be built on Radix, right, to do their mainnet token swap, right? So already, by using the Instabridge plus the Instapass, you can in one shop, well, that's two applications, but you can just go ahead and do your KYC, be fully verified, and also be able to swap your tokens to the mainnet of any project that's going to be released without having any issue, without having any technical background. And it's going to be it's just going to make it that much easy, right? So, and we'll see when that comes out, if it's going to be something where we still have to copy and paste different smart contracts addresses, but I assume they're going to make it as simple as possible, because that's going to work in the favor for, the alliance that they have in GoodFi, and making, just, the newbies more comfortable and easy to interact with this new space, right? But let's continue. To use Instabridge, you will start by connecting and verifying your Ethereum. So this is how it's going to pretty much kind of work, right? So to use the Instabridge, you will start by connecting and verifying your Ethereum and Radix wallet in a simple web app. From there, you will send in your eXRD from your Ethereum wallet to get the XRD in your Radix wallet, or once enabled, and vice versa. Instabridge will support direct Web3 linking of MetaMask, Wallet Connect, wallets to make the process easy as using any DeFi app. So pretty much you'll connect your MetaMask into Instabridge, or whatever site they're going to have for this Instabridge. And then you'll also have I assume that you'll, at least think about it, you'll be able to, this is if they don't have the Instabridge available within the Radix wallet, you'll just have to go ahead, copy and paste your wallet address, and bam, you can go ahead and do the swap, because you're connecting your MetaMask or your Ethereum wallet. So you automatically have your eXRD tokens right there and then. So, but let's go ahead and move a little bit further. And as I mentioned, this is not the only option. You have Bitfinex or any other exchange that are going to be conducting the swap as well. You can actually go ahead and use that exchange and just keep your tokens on there. And once the swap happens, they'll do the exchange for you. And then bam, you have your XRD, right? And you don't have to do KYC, because by you being on that exchange, you've already done the KYC, right? And also for the folks who participated in the Radix ICO or any token sale, at any given point, you're already KYC verified, so you wouldn't have to do the Instabridge or do any further KYC again. So you're clear on that aspect. And right here, so it says Instabridge won't just stop at creating XRD value bridge, right? Following the initial release, we'll we will begin building Instabridge out into a service that makes it easy as possible for as many forms of value as possible to flow in and out of the Radix network, starting with a variety of cryptocurrencies. Bam. So this is Instabridge has the potential to pretty much rival services like Uniswap in a way, right? Because this is going to give you the ability to swap from one to another. And even though I think it said to swap from eXRD to XRD, it's going to be free, right? But if you're going to swap from a different token, right, to XRD, or from another token to purchase, for another token, whatever the case might be, that's going to happen on the Radix network or any Radix standard tokens to swap from one to another. You obviously have to pay some sort of fee. So that itself can be a service, right? That itself can be a service that utilizes what do I want to say? I don't even know what to say, but pretty much the Instabridge, it can be almost a Uniswap sort of application, right? On but that's going to be on the Radix network, right? I kind of lost my train of thought. But yeah, let's lost my train of thought, but let's move on. So now let's look at the Instapass. And in the Instapass, that's going to be the KYC, right? That's going to be the KYC. That's going to be like a one-time, as it says, single sign-on compliance, a one-time thing that it's going to give you access and ability to move from one application to another without having to do any further KYC every single time you want to use a new service, because this is the direction that we're going to be moving towards, where we're going to have to do KYC, know your own customer, on every single application. And it will be annoying if you have to do that every single time you want to use a new service, right? And instead you can just, go ahead and transfer or, send over your Instapass validation to whatever service you want to use. It gets verified within a second. You're good to go, right? You don't have to take pictures of your ID, both front and back every single time. So this is going to be another game changer that's going to make it that much easier to interact within the Radix ecosystem, right? But let's go ahead. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just read this last two paragraph right here. So I think when I went through it, it was pretty important. But rather than so this is pretty much, gives you the detail on the Instapass, right? So rather than just solving problems only for the Instabridge, we decided that it was time to provide a unified solution so that the Radix builders who choose to be regulatory compliant can focus on their dApp, and users of those dApps can connect frictionlessly. We call the solution Instapass. Once a user has provided KYC documents in Instapass, they will in the future have the option to share this information with DeFi and other services rather than repeating the same steps over and over. Instapass is being built with bank grade data security standards, integrated with industry leading KYC provider, Jumio, and drawn on our own team's past experience building operating secure system that manages sensitive personal information. Instapass will really come into its own around the time of our Babylon release of the Radix network, when we enable powerful and smart contract functionality for dApp builders suitable for both DeFi and CeFi. Instapass will provide these builders with a way to easily onboard users in a compliant way, save them time and money, and be yet another advantage of building on Radix. When we open up Instabridge, the first users won't just be doing a one-time only KYC. They will become the first users of single sign-on compliance if they choose to do so. So for anyone and everyone who are going to go ahead and do the swap, and if you're going to use Instabridge plus Instapass, once you do it once, you are fully prepared, and you are pretty much fully prepared to use other dApps in the future that are going to require for you to do KYC, right? You're just going to have to give them access to your Instapass, right? So that's going to be pretty cool. And as I mentioned, DeFi and CeFi, because a lot of central finance are happening within the space, right? And it's going to be that much easier that we can move back and forth from one to another, back and forth from one to another. But yeah, so this article, if you didn't have a chance to read it, I do recommend you go back and take a look. Just kind of read into it. But yeah, but this Instabridge and Instapass is going to be a game changer, and it's going to make it that much easier for you to work your way around in the Radix, right, ecosystem. It's going to make Radix that much easier to understand, to interact and participate than it is to do with other networks. But that's pretty much it. This is the first video back. Hopefully it's not too long, and I'll go ahead and start doing more of these, get back to making these videos. I think I think things are back to normal. But again, thank you guys for checking this video and tuning in. And again, please keep us in mind when you are voting and staking your tokens. Again, Hash for Technology, that's going to be our name on the list of validators. Go ahead and stake on our token and follow us on Twitter. Hashfield Tech on Twitter. And yeah, just keep tone. Right now we have we're updating our infrastructure. We added more hardware and so we added more new hardware, so we're getting everything. We should be done by this weekend. But yeah, we will be fully prepared come to mainnet. And yeah, just keep us in mind. And yeah, let's go ahead and stake with us. Thanks.